Hold on, let me make a drink.
Oh, okay. Hey, Kenny.
How's the balls?
We'll get to that later.
Okay.
We all know Scott Bakula was the quarterback in Unnecessary Roughness. Who was his co-star in Quantum Leap? Name that actor.
Oh, don't know. I can picture the guy. He carries a little thing around, but I don't know his name.
Nah. Welcome to Man vs. Model, the only podcast in the multiverse that pits humans against machines in a pre-apocalyptic college football predictioneering battle royale to the death. Here is your host, Kenny Peanut Butter Pants Moulton.
Are you going to go for the steal?
No idea.
Dean Stockwell.
How the fuck would we have known that?
I don't know.
What else was he in?
He was in a lot of stuff, but like nothing like...
Just like a character actor?
Yeah. He was in Battlestar Galactica, like the remake or whatever that was popular.
Okay.
Dune.
Nobody
Dune?
cares.
The old Dune.
Yeah, the actual answer is nobody cares.
Okay, great.
I thought I was going to get a sports trivia question. But
That was a sports adjacent
Mm.
trivia question.
That's bad.
That was your worst question this season.
Welcome to episode 14 of Man vs. Model, season 7, week 5. We should probably check in on our patient over here. The computer nurse had to go under the laser or knife.
No, it was a knife.
It was a knife?
It was totally a knife, yeah.
Did you watch it? Did you have like a mirror?
No, I did not want to do that, but it was very odd.
You just feel tugging with no pain?
Yeah, well, so first of all, Legion, if you want to know where your vas difference is, all you can do is feel in your balls and feel like it feels like a thin, like a flat piece of uncooked, like linguine, right? And that's your vas difference that's in your balls. That's the first thing I learned from the urologist. So, and then the second thing is when you have this done, it's completely local anesthetic, right? So they don't put you out. They don't give you anything to relax you.
This is a vasectomy.
This is a vasectomy, yeah. Because basically what they do with vasectomy is they cut your vas deferens, tie in a knot.
Did you get to put your finger in there so you could tie the bow?
No, I did not. That's weird. But then they just do local anesthetic, right? So they basically take a needle full of lidocaine and they inject each side of your sac, right? And it bordered.
I'm just going to impregnate a lot of girls.
It was borderline, like, because you could feel like a little pinch. It was like a little pinch, and then it was a sting as the lidocaine was going in. But then you could feel like the lidocaine just like oozing through your sac.
Yep, not doing it.
And it was really on the verge of hurting. Like it didn't hurt necessarily, but it was like it was very uncomfortable. So it was like right on the edge of uncomfortability and hurting. So it was a very strange feeling. And then you could just feel him like tugging.
I wonder if we can get sued by the people who perform these procedures because you just cost them so much business.
I don't know. I don't think that. I think you just ask anybody that's had one. They'll tell you the exact same thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. But you've just dissuaded me from getting one. So that's a loss of however much money that is for whoever performs those procedures.
I don't know. I mean, having some uncomfortable balls is probably better than trying to pay 18 years for a kid.
Yeah.
I just moved to Mexico.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not bad. Like I had it on Tuesday afternoon, and Wednesday night is when we're recording, and hasn't been too bad. The pain med's been, as long as I keep up on the pain meds and the icing, pretty good. I had to get, had to go buy a jock strap, which are I think one of the weirdest pieces of clothing ever. Like it just looks so weird, these little straps around your butt cheeks and this piece of cloth in front of your junk.
How long are we going to talk about your balls, I wonder?
I don't know.
When are we going to talk about my balls?
Should we talk about all of our balls?
Yeah, how are you guys' balls?
We can talk about my peanut butter balls, my favorite cereal.
Sorry. I'm sorry. He asked me how the balls were.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this soliloquy.
Yeah.
It was like a
Well, I thought I told at the beginning of the season I told Legion that I would walk them through the whole thing. And that's what we're doing.
I'm sure they're grateful. I'm grateful.
I'm sitting on ice right now.
All right, let's go ahead and get to our Bust's Twitter question of the week.
Everybody on? Good. Great. Grand. Wonderful. No yelling on the bus.
Who is your September Heisman winner?
Okay, so I'm sure Dingus will fill us in on the odds.
Well, I mean, there's a couple ways to interpret the question, right? Like, does bus mean
who will win the Heisman?
Or is there like a September player of MVP or something?
Exactly. And so if the odds are always calculated for like the obviously ultimate winner.
Yeah.
But if you're going with a different question, like who won it in September, and that's the cutoff, if you had to award it
If you had to award it now, okay.
Statistically, I'm going with Kenny Pickett for a couple of reasons. One, it's apropos because Kenny is picking it. You know? That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Plus, that motherfucker has like 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns and 1 interception. And statistically, I think he's the best quarterback out there right now.
Wrong.
Well, 15-1.
I got somebody.
Okay,
better.
fine, but he better be better than 15-1 and like a trillion yards passing. But that's not realistic. Kenny Pickett's not going to win it. Eventually.
No. So who do you think's going to win it? Like if you had to say right now, who's the odds?
JT Daniels, maybe.
Okay, that's interesting.
You know, because Georgia's looking like they're probably going undefeated.
The best team.
You called it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So JT Daniels on the best team, best quarterback. I mean, I don't know if he's the best quarterback, but he's going to be the
quarterback
on the best team.
Yeah,
which usually gets him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jake Hayner.
That was actually mine too.
Yeah.
No shit.
1,800 yards. Yeah.
Okay.
1,800 yards.
Went over UCLA, played within 7 of Oregon.
Yep.
I mean,
15 touchdowns.
Ooh, so he's tied with
He has 2 interceptions.
Oh, God, he's so shitty.
Completion percentage is
100% more interceptions than Pickett. That's crazy.
73% completion percentage.
Yeah, that's about what's Pickett?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
It's about.
But yeah, I think.
Pickett's 75.
Like Kenny said, he threw for 455 yards against UCLA, almost 300 yards against Oregon.
Yeah, he's played better competition. Because I think Pickett's played like absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
New Hampshire.
Oh, that was a good one.
They played Pickett played New Hampshire.
Speaking of New Hampshire, we're going to talk about them later.
Yeah, we are.
So
okay.
you going Hayner?
Well, my fun pick is UTEP quarterback Davin Hardison.
Okay.
So get this.
Okay.
I was just doing some research earlier and I found this stat. So against they've had 3 games against FBS teams. He has completed 84.6% of his passes. He's 55 of 65. So he's had 10 incompletions of the season.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, 5 interceptions.
Whoa.
Oh.
So he's only technically thrown 5 incompletions.
That's hilarious.
Don't make me laugh. I can't. It hurts.
That's hilarious, dude.
No, I would say I like Hayner. I think Bryce Young, just because he's probably he or Daniels are probably going to be the favorites to win.
I think Corral's the odds-on favorite right now.
Yeah, Corral is
this weekend. I think is going to be big for that. If he has a big game against Bama, that'll put him in that spotlight. If he comes in and throws 3 picks against Bama, he's done. As far as Heisman. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Oh yeah.
Quick question. It's not related to this topic, but it is. But I did want to ask you. Because you didn't introduce me, and I wanted to ask you in my introduction.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce Horse Champ.
Thank you, Dr. Reverend Horse Champ.
Dr. Reverend Horse Champ.
I had a question for you, and the question is, where are you taking me to my chicken wing dinner, Kenny?
I'll leave it up to you. It's your choice. We could do B-dubs.
You said my mom's house, which is a really long drive. So the bet was, Legion, because I don't think we told you. So the bet was if Baylor scores less than 7, I have to buy Kenny a chicken wing dinner. Or lunch or whatever, and if they score more than 20, he has to buy me a chicken wing dinner. And like in the first 5 minutes of the game, Baylor scored 14 points. So I texted Kenny.
I should have qualified it somehow. Were they all offensive points because they only had 200.
Yeah, they were all offensive points.
They had less than 300 yards offense.
They had less than 300 yards, but like they had long sustained drive. Every one of their scoring drives was I think over 60 yards.
Right.
They just were inconsistent as fuck because Iowa State's defense is good.
Yeah.
But Kenny texted me. I said, where are you taking me to find chicken wing dinner? And he said, your mom's house. And that's 3 hours away, so we should pick somewhere closer than my mom's house.
Your choice. Okay, but I will stand by my bet.
Okay.
I still think that offense is underwhelming, but
okay, we'll see.
Hey, not a full segment, but just a quick honey hole update from the Dingus. So, Horse Champ, what you got for us?
So here's thanks, Kenny. That fiber's really paying off in dividends. Here's how powerful this podcast is. We uncovered 2 historic trends. Bama failing to cover against non-conference opponents when they're giving 40 or more. They were giving 45 last week against Southern Miss. And UConn failing to cover just period. And according to a little binomial distribution math, both trends are extremely unlikely to be, just random fluctuations in the data, which you see a lot when you're studying college football, especially tendencies, covers and overs and totals and stuff. But it means that these are almost certainly inefficiencies in the market because they're so unlikely to be just random. So we made our bets accordingly, and guess what happened?
You lost.
Both honey holes closed up instantly.
Okay, but did you see that Bama game?
Yeah, there's a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Southern Miss was down 56-7.
Yeah.
They scored with like 2.5 minutes left to go under is 56-14.
Yeah.
Right, so it's 44.5.
Yep.
And then Bama returned the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown, and then Southern Miss got it back and drove down to like the Bama 25 and couldn't score.
Yeah. I mean, it was a brutal. It was two scores because there was a kickoff return and a late Bama touchdown.
Yeah,
and they ended up winning by 49.
Yep, mm-hmm.
And then we had it at 45.
Yep,
with two of those fucked up touchdowns at the end. So that sucked. But then the Huskies, who were 30-point dogs to Wyoming, lost by 2.
Pushed them to the
lost
limit.
by 2.
Yeah.
30-point dogs. What is the money line on that, dude? Like, that is fucking crazy. I'll tell you why it happens, because we pointed it out. The universe, that's how powerful this podcast is. Like,
we are a trend reverser.
I mean,
you've heard of slump busters? We're trend reversers.
Yeah, exactly. We'll jump on a grenade for you in Legion, for sure.
All right, and we're going to bring back one of our favorite segments from last year. Last year, we adopted an FCS team, and I guess we've kind of adopted two, because Presbyterian's sort of, near and dear to our hearts now, too.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Have you noticed, speaking of the power of the podcast, there's been tons of articles everywhere now about Presbyterian all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
ESPN did one last week,
you
Sports Illustrated,
you brought it to us.
I think Casey's the one who kind of originally pointed him out.
Oh, you were? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there was because there was a TikTok about it or whatever, and then because I think Tabor had sent something like years ago about this high school coach.
Yeah. Well, we've been kind of on him.
So we kind of just follow
Well, I read the paper. I read the original paper by the guy from Cal Berkeley who was saying that here's the optimal way to play football.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it'd be cute if a coach ever did that. And I sent you guys an article about how they actually took it to Bill Walsh and Mike Holmgren and some other famous NFL coaches, and they were like, get the fuck out of here. Basically.
Yeah, so last week Presbyterian played Dayton, the Dayton Flyers.
Yeah, and Dayton actually is also a non-scholarship football team.
Okay, all right. And at one point, Presbyterian was up, I think, 28-0.
Mm-hmm.
The total was 72.
Again.
Took it again this week, and Dayton ended up winning 63-43.
Oh, the variance. The variance, but that's got to be like the variance in those games when you're just never punting and always going for 2. It's got to be crazy.
Oh yeah, because there's those wild swings where they found ways to score, and then that just shut off all of a sudden, and then when you're going for it at your own 20, it's going to happen. Right? You're given short fields every single time. Drive, so it's bound to happen. Yeah, they're actually in the same conference. I don't know if that whole conference is non-scholarship. It's the Pioneer Football League. So you have teams like Davidson and Valparaiso, St. Thomas. I don't know if they're all. That might be all
sounds about that.
Yeah. So I think they'll be able to compete in their conference. They're not gonna win a lot of games, but they'll compete. So far they scored 195 points this year in 4 games, but they've given up 181. So
great.
That's fun. But really, what this segment is about is the opposite end of the spectrum on the FCS. The James Madison fighting James Madisons.
Yep.
This week taking on New Hampshire. So what are these, 2 top 10 teams?
I think so, yeah. New Hampshire's 3-1.
Yes, they're 3-1 with their one loss to Pitt. Yeah.
They got
so that doesn't count.
Fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost 77-7 last week against Pitt. James Madison right now is they're undefeated.
3-0.
They are 3-0. I think they're number 1 in FCS.
Yeah, they played Weber State 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, out of Utah.
Beat them 37-24.
That was when we talked about last week. They had a couple late touchdowns that made it look a lot closer than it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, so James Madison, 24-point favorites right now over New Hampshire.
DK have 1.
1, yes.
Perfect. It's perfect.
This is the perfect game.
Yeah.
You have to watch this. It's a required homework.
Actually, is it on any TV anymore?
I don't know. It better be.
I don't think it is.
It might be on ESPN Plus. They
do that.
They carry lots of FCS games on there.
Oh no TV. No TV for this one.
Boo.
No, you have to go to Wildcat Stadium in New Hampshire.
I'll drive.
In Durham.
We're driving.
Durham, New
Get your
Hampshire.
ice pack ready, Casey, because we're on the road.
Oh man, that's a long drive for my balls.
John Oliver last week described New Hampshire as Florida with snow.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because the politics are very similar.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. So James Madison, any predictions on the score?
Well, I think James Madison, I don't know this for sure because I didn't do any research. I think they're scoring 87 points a game and holding everyone to negative yards and 0 points.
I'll buy
Pretty
it.
much.
Yeah.
They are the fighting James Madisons.
So the fighting Mads win 42-0 is what my final score is. I don't know about you guys.
I'm going to say 48-24, so right around that line. But James, I'll take JMU to cover.
Yeah, I think JMU's going to cover. I like 38-10.
Nice.
38-10.
Book those bets, Legion. We're going to
Get
make
him
you money. And then donate to us when you win.
Yeah.
That's right. Unless you bet UConn last week. Sorry.
Sorry about that. Or Alabama. Or SMU. Or
Whoops.
whatever the fuck they are.
Southern Miss.
Southern Miss. Sorry, Legion.
It's time for some ham! Humans against mathematical models!
And let's recap last week's Yahoo results. Humans against mathematical models. So what do we got going on?
Not much to talk about, really.
Yeah.
No.
There's a lot to talk about.
Oh, no. That's nothing to see here. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about DKI for this week.
No way, bitches. You ain't getting out of this one. Guess who dropped the best score in the entire league so far? Me, baby. Me.
God, I hate it when you win.
Yeah, you should. What's the matter, dingus? You mad? I gave your stupid little robots a great big 18 burger to fucking choke on? Oh, and, what were you saying last week about me juggling nuts of better pickers? Kenny, you idiot.
Well, I mean, enjoy it while it lasts. Just remember the immortal words of Ned Stark, who once famously said, regression is coming.
That's exactly what he said.
Is that what he said?
I think so, yeah.
I read
if you
those
listen
books. I don't know.
really
I think that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
Well, they might have changed it for the TV
Yeah.
series. I don't know. They did a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah, they take a lot of liberties with that show.
Yeah, that's what it was. We all know it is. It's coming. So speaking for both myself and the dingus, we'll be absolutely merciless when it does. Like, we're gonna pass you. We're both gonna pass you,
And we're going to
what's
make a
gonna
lot
happen.
of fun of you.
You know how many? Do you realize how many weeks are left in this season?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
It's true.
You're gonna have a
This
week.
is going to be my weeks are just going to be so big.
You're gonna have a week where you win less than 10.
Yeah, and it's going to be so great. It's going to be so great.
We'll see.
By the way, it should not go without saying at least one robot was not without its charm this week. The Kingus did have the second best performance at 15 hits.
Oh, okay.
Enunciation, Holmes. And now the Dingus and the Kingus have turned in 60% performances each this year.
Yeah.
So what's up?
Well, that's good. It's nice. Good job, Kangas. Dingus, though. Worst week, 11-14. So it's so bad. I mean, if I was you, I would throw that stupid thing in the trash heap. Just like throw it on the.
What?
The trash heap in Fraggle Rock.
No.
I would throw it on that.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah.
You
Is
think
there
I
a
should,
monster that lives in that thing?
Yeah.
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 You think I should junk a model that is 57% lifetime over like 400 games because of one bad week?
Yes.
Don't even bother. Don't indulge him. Listen,
Okay.
the good news is the rest of the human resistance didn't fare quite as well. He didn't really have a lot of problem. Nobody was juggling your balls this week. Let's just say that. The champ had 14, which is good. Casey's Uncle Ed, Meyer and Husker Junkie had 13. I mean, not earth-shattering, but winning money barely. I guess that's really all that matters.
Yeah, but laying a real stinker was Return of the Whack at a paltry 9. How's that regression taste, Whacker?
Ooh.
Maybe it's not the year of the Whack after all.
Maybe not.
Yeah, we can ask the same question of Heem Show Live.
Yep.
And 4's up. Oh, by the way, I guess it's Arturo.
Yeah.
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 Heem posted a 9 and Arturo posted a 7.
7?
7. Statistically, that's just as unlikely. I mean, Arturo's not going to have another week that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, 7's
Oh, yeah.
unlikely. 18's unlikely. It's the same.
I mean, unless you're Tabor, you're not going to be that bad consistently. Right?
Exactly. It's so weird, you guys. The top pickers from last week were the worst pickers this week. It's almost like that's how regression works with humans because they're stupid and we know what the fuck we're talking about.
You robots don't know shit.
What?
Dingus, you program these stupid things, so they are only as smart as you, and you're a real dumb.
Motherfucker, dude! As soon as your balls heal and you think you're on the mend, I'm gonna jam one of those like glass stirring rods from chemistry class into your urethra and then just shatter it with a
Whoa.
ball-peen hammer.
Whoa.
Jesus.
You said it, man.
Well, we pulled it off. Another perfect transition to DKI stat of the week.
Don't make me laugh. It hurts.
Now you know how I felt a couple weeks ago. All right, DKI stats for this week. The best slate of games so far by a narrow margin. The average DKI score is 5.5, But this week does feature a handful of matchups where both teams are ranked in the top 25, so that definitely helps. Plus, we have some more stellar, albeit I guess little-known rivalry games. You got the LSU Auburn in the Tiger Bowl.
Okay, that makes sense.
BYU Utah State in the Old Wagon Wheel.
Yeah, I guess
actually,
the Mormons
I think
being driven across the land.
BYU and Utah State should play for like the Donner Party.
The butt cheek.
The butt
prize.
What was the massacre?
The butt steak.
Butt steak prize.
What was the massacre where they killed all those?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember
where the Mormons dress it up as
The
Native
Indians,
Americans.
yeah.
and then slaughtered like 200 people.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. That's classic Mormon behavior.
Classic Mormons. So classic Mormon. UNC Duke duking it out for the victory bell.
Does duking by duking mean pooping?
Dookie.
That's another what do basketball schools do.
In September.
Yeah, there's just a lot of those matchups this year.
Yeah.
And it probably the most nonsensical trophy to date. Hawaii Fresno State play for the Golden Screwdriver.
What?
Oh, all right.
What?
Sounds like something you get at somewhere on the Strip, the Vegas Strip.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like one of those gross sexual acts.
Like Circus featuring the Golden Screwdriver.
Or like the rusty trombone.
Yeah.
No?
Philadelphia sidecar.
Cleveland Steamer.
Yeah. You get it, Legion. We don't have to elaborate.
You get it.
The Golden Screwdriver. Just imagine.
That's so weird.
She came over last night and gave her the Golden Screwdriver.
Right. It's like German chocolate cheesecake. I still haven't come up with the sexual act, but German chocolate cheesecake is a great name.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for
We
sure.
just had to think of one.
Yeah. That's weird.
Everyone think it. Legion, tweet at us. What is the sexual act that corresponds with the German chocolate cheesecake?
God damn it. That hurts, slap.
You're on the wrong podcast, buddy.
The Quest for Two. Kansas at Iowa State.
And the sad season.
Oh, so sad this year.
Pancho Sancha is just so sad watching poor Don fight windmills over and over again.
Over and over. Tilting it.
What was that word again?
Quixotic.
Quixotic.
Yep.
God, that's a good word.
It is a great word.
Yeah.
And the Quixotic quest continues this week. Iowa State, the Cyclones, coming off a loss to Baylor. 34-point spread now in a conference game. We just talked about how you don't see a lot of those 30-plus spreads in a conference game. Here you go. Right off the bat, it started 32.5, so people are betting, or at least the line is going towards Iowa State. Total 57.5. That means, I don't know, Iowa State's going to score 50, something like
Probably,
that.
yep.
DK has 6.3, deservedly so. I thought it'd be actually higher, maybe because Iowa State actually isn't terrible to watch. So, Casey, does the quest for two end this week?
Oh, God, no. Kansas is giving up 40 points per game, and you have to think Iowa State is not happy about their loss last week. I'm going to go with a bloodbath warning here. Clones 50 burger to 7. So right at that total, 50 to 7. That's what it is.
I mean, Duke put 52 on them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's all the analysis you need. Sorry, Leopold stands. This year is not the year. KU sucks as badly as they ever have. Quest for two goes on. Obviously, 54 to 10 Clones.
Honestly, when Leopold takes over a program, there's usually a couple of subpar years before he turns it around.
It might be a while. It might be a while. Might be a decade.
I hope, though,
Buckle
that
in.
they tend to go through coaches pretty quickly to every 2-3 years. So maybe they'll give him a little bit of chance. Let him build something.
They have to.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, the turnover.
I think Les Miles would have had more time, but he had that stuff going on in LSU, and then he was just kind of like a weirdo.
He's still weird.
I think the biggest mistake Kansas made was getting rid of Turner Gill after 2 years. They gave him 2 years.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Give a guy 2 years. I think they should have. I think he could have built something, but. It's that Buffalo to Kansas pipeline that they're building there with coaches, apparently. Listen, I still assert that Baylor's offense isn't that good. I'm amending from terrible to average at best. I mean, they managed 284 yards against the Cyclones last week.
With that defense, all you need is an average.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Baylor's defense is pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. The big question in this one is, will Kansas put up any points? You guys both give them some. And actually, the Kangas says they'll score 14, which, sure. I don't know where those come from. Maybe like a special teams or something like that.
Fourth stringers.
Yeah, maybe late. Kangas has it 45-14, so Kansas covers gross. But
yeah,
hey.
All right, Kangas. I see you.
Northwestern at Nebraska.
And this line is off the charts. 11.
Yeah,
No,
Nebraska's
this is insane.
double
This
digit.
is insane.
Double digit.
Nebraska can't even.
I
I'll
moved
get to
up
it.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, started at 8.
Yeah.
Total 50, so expecting an ugly game. This game's a 5.9, so it's just slightly more shitty than Kansas Iowa State. Which
makes sense.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Offensively, this game sucks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
Well, our fancy new available yards data set that I was talking about last week is docking pretty well with reality, I think. At least for the Huskers. Nebraska's offense is gaining about half of its available yards against teams that typically surrender about 50% of their available yards on defense. Meaning, yes, Nebraska's offense is definitely decent. It's better than it was last year, and it's doing what we should expect given the competition they faced. But then again, in my opinion, if the Huskers' offense is just meeting expectation, that is a vast improvement over what we've seen in the past. It's funny because I was saying that the offense was going to be absolutely garbage this year, and I've been pleasantly surprised by them being, mediocre and doing what they're supposed to be doing. But here's where it gets interesting for defense. For yards allowed, we are the Huskers are above expectation by 8%, which makes sense, right? In terms of the percentage of scoring drives allowed, we face teams that score 42% of the time on average and only allow them to score 30% of the time.
Yeah.
You see Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Nebraska, Michigan State for further details on that one. The Huskers have the edge here, but the Wildcats always play us tough within the score every time. 24-17 is what the model's kicked out. I like the under as the official play.
Yeah, I want to believe that Nebraska will come out pissed and absolutely roll a really bad Northwestern team in this one, but what's the evidence they will, either from this year or years past? There isn't.
There isn't.
This is always a close game. They'll fuck around, commit 8 penalties in the opening drive, and then maybe pull out a win. I mean, it's going to come down to the last drive, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Northwestern's quarterback could get hurt, and then some backup will come in and throw for 400 yards or something like that. Just typical Nebraska shit. After last week, nothing will surprise me. That was one of the most gut-wrenching things ever.
Well, how good was that defense? How fucking good was that defense?
They gave up 4 yards in the second half.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And they held Kenny Walker to less than 70 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best running back in college right now,
Yeah.
and they held him to 70 yards.
Yep.
3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
You can't get any better
terrible.
than that. You can't get any better than that.
Yep. And the offense, special teams let them down. Yeah, this game's usually close. I don't think this year is an exception. I think Nebraska wins in a squeaker, 24-21.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna bite back a little bit on what you said, Dingus. I know the special teams have been atrocious, but the real reason Nebraska is 2-3 is because the offense is fucking terrible.
Let me interject 1 second.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
What?
At the beginning of the season, I said Nebraska's offense is going to be fucking awful this year. And you said, no, they're going to be great.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think they were going to be great. I thought they were better.
Much improved.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying they're actually really pretty decent.
Yeah.
And you're saying,
they're
they're really shitty.
Yeah.
It's like a funny role reversal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if they could even be average, this team is at least 4-1 and maybe 5-0.
But the data says they are average.
No, but they're average. An average.
They're doing what they should
against
against their opponents.
Yeah, but they're not though. That's the thing. The red zone offense is fucking awful. Adrian Martinez crumbles in crunch time. He does great. When it's whatever. But check the last. They've had last minute drives to win the game.
Game winning or game tying potential drives.
Yeah, and he has done nothing. Nothing. and I don't know. It's probably it is coaching, but it's also hey, they have Scott Frost has never scored at Nebraska in overtime. They've never scored.
I was going to say, at what point does this stop being about players and start being about...
No.
Because we talk about how many close games Frost loses, and it's statistically not probable that you would just keep losing those close games. But at what point does it become about mistakes and coaching and late game players' heads not in the competition? You know what I mean? At what point?
Yeah, I'm not saying that Frost gets a complete fucking no. Frost is the main person to blame here, but I just don't think Adrian has it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
He
I've never thought he had it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was listening to some local sports, and it's what are we doing in the red zone? We don't have any identity in the red zone. Well, we don't have any identity anyway. Our offensive line is fucking awful. Our best play is roll Adrian out to the right, and then he runs.
Actually,
he can't find somebody,
the best play is the pocket collapses and Adrian somehow escapes like 4 defenders and gains 40 yards.
Yeah, and he runs for 70 yards. But I mean, Adrian is definitively having his best year since his freshman year.
No
question.
No. And I don't think this all falls on Adrian. It falls a little bit on Adrian.
It's the running game.
Mostly it's offensive line coaching. It's running back coaching. It's play calling. It's offensive coordinating. It's game planning.
The passing game is fine. The passing game is 100% fine. There's nothing wrong with our passing game. Touré's one of the best receivers in the country.
Yeah.
Adrian's one of the top 30 quarterbacks and quarterback rating in the country.
Omar Manning finally started to get some targets this week. Betts too.
The
Betts was having a huge game
is
until he got
fine.
hurt.
The problem is there's no run game whatsoever to support the passing game.
Well, yeah, there's no offensive line. Like he doesn't have time to throw really. I mean, in the times because they rushed. I think I heard they blitzed 4% of the dropbacks or something like that, or 4 dropbacks total or something. But they got pressure on 28% of the dropbacks
with 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Well,
So
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you want to happen in this game?
In this game,
Yeah. Do you want Nebraska to win?
I would like Nebraska to actually like cruise to a win.
Oh, okay. So
But that was not gonna happen.
So Kenny and I will bet Northwestern.
Yeah.
No. I'm betting Northwestern too.
No, but if Kenny and I bet Northwestern,
Oh,
then Nebraska's going to win easily.
Because
Landslide.
we took the victory tax last week, 3.5.
We got fucked.
And I said like
So hard.
halfway through the third quarter is like Nebraska's going to lose by a field goal.
Yeah.
I knew it.
That's
I knew that's exactly what's going to happen. So we
as
can
hard as you can get hooked.
we can alter the future. We can create our
The
own
whole thing
timeline.
is that Nebraska's like finding new ways to lose. So the defense was really good. It is really good, and I think we pointed that out. And it's just getting wasted, just like in 2009.
Yep.
If they would have had a competent
Tanner
offense,
Lee was quarterback.
No, 2009 was when they had Zach Lee.
Zach Lee. Exactly.
Like
right.
if they would have had a competent offense in 2009, they would have been like maybe national. Like I don't know about that defense was national. Yeah.
Yep.
So so Northwestern news sounds like the backup is going to start. Helinski's going to start over.
Kenny was right.
Hunter
South
Johnson.
Carolina quarterback.
Yeah.
Former South Carolina quarterback.
So like we said, the offenses in this one are terrible, right? The defenses are good. Northwestern's defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
According to the numbers.
It's on par with Nebraska's according to the numbers.
Yeah. Nebraska played better competition. So
but we just measured above expectations. So
that's true.
whatever Northwestern does against its competition, that's how we measure it.
Yep,
So.
true. So I think Nebraska will win. They're not going to cover. I think definitely bet the under. I think Nebraska wins like 21-17. Nebraska, like against their Power 5, like they haven't scored over 24 points, right?
this year?
Yeah.
No.
Like they just that you can bitch about the special teams all you want, and you would be right to do so. They're not the reason why we lost these games. The reason why we lost these games is because Nebraska's offense does not score. What does Scott Frost do? What is his specialty?
It's supposed to be offense.
Offense. Yeah. And he's not doing his job.
Well, the kicking game is not helping us.
No,
Connor Culp is not helping us.
Well, yeah, you're leaving points on the field, and also when you can't punt the ball, you're putting your defense in even more pressure situations because you if you have a chance to pin a team deep and you can't do it.
Yeah. Well, but also though, if they don't score from 30 yards out, they're not scoring.
But how many? I'm sorry, dude, but how many fucking times have we had like that Buffalo game is a 50-point route?
Yeah, it is.
How many times the offense is scoring? We're just getting penalties. We're getting
how many did they score last week?
It's called back. I'm just saying,
you have to score upper 20s. Like you have to score upper 20s.
Fine, but again, I mean, Michigan State's like a good team. Like Kenny's been high on them. Like they played really good football so far. They blew out Miami. They blew out.
Yeah.
And like I'm just saying, like the offense is actually functioning well. What happens when Frost finally puts together an error-free game in terms of penalties? He's going to blow the doors off of somebody. He's going to absolutely beat somebody
Unexpected.
by 5 touchdowns. No fucking problem.
I mean,
you're going to be like, oh shit.
Well, that's
what this offense looks
fine.
like without mistake.
That's fine. I'll be okay with that. But like he hasn't shown shit.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. I'm just saying though, if you think about the variance though, like as soon as if you ever catch a game where they're not making turnovers, and the turnover variance is like nil, and the penalties are under control, Nebraska will fucking kill somebody with this defense, and if the offense is running on all cylinders.
I hope so. You still don't trust the running game. You still don't trust the offensive line. You just still don't trust the running backs.
I trust the passing game though.
Yeah, that's fair.
260 yards a game, 280 yards a game.
Yeah. Although I mean he could still get better.
All right.
Like he has. Oh my God, how many overthrows did he do of a 6'9" player?
Legion, you want to hear more about Nebraska
Sorry,
football?
sorry.
Or should we move on?
It's frustrating.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. We've talked enough about those losers.
Appalachian State at Georgia State.
And we'll start off on the Fun Belt here. Mountaineers taking on the Panthers. 10.5-point spread, open to 8. So people are leaning towards App State. Total 55.5, DKI 5.3. So Casey, what do you like about this game?
Here's the deal. Georgia State is ranked 100th against the run, giving up 185 yards per game. App State ranks 30th, rushing the ball at 206 yards per game. App State has a duo of running backs, and they are fucking awesome. Nate Knoll and Cameron Peoples. Knoll's averaging 6.4 a carry, and Peoples is averaging 5.3.
Whoa.
The funny thing about it is that Knoll, who has more yards, obviously, he has one more carry and more yards. He has 0 touchdowns, and Peoples has 8.
Oh, so one of them has a nose.
He's a vulture.
So I think the smart play on DFS is to play Nate Knoll because it's going to regress.
Yeah, I would think
positively for him. Yeah.
God, you are becoming slowly a statistician.
Thank you.
I like it.
Appreciate it. I think these two are gonna have a field day this week. So if you can play both of them, why not? Fuck it. They're gonna rush for over under 260 rush yards for the Mountaineers in this one.
I'd say, ooh, that's a good line. You guys always say these crazy lines. That's a good one. I'm gonna say over.
Kenny.
I'll go over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you're playing college DFS and this game's on there on the main slate or whatever, good chance if you can get both of them and get them for a discount, do it. The App State defense has actually been pretty good against their run, and they're only allowing 113 yards per game, and that's the Panthers' strength is really running the ball. So I think App State shuts down the Panthers and runs at will in this one. I think Mountaineers big 40-14. Here's something that's really weird. They play their next game that following Tuesday, so like it's almost like they have a bye. It's like 10 days.
Oh, 10 days.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have like 10 days.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
I think
No, not that. Sorry, I should have said like the week after Wednesday, Tuesday or something like that. But still, it's on a Tuesday.
Oh my God,
weird.
games are that. Well, Mac and Sunbelt, they're starting next week.
Oh yeah, because we. Oh, dude.
Because we gotta get that turnaround for the Dingas super quick. Because then there are games on like every day of the week.
Yes, dude.
Yes.
So I like Mountaineers big. I think this is a runaway win for them.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I was expecting that App State D to be pretty solid this year. Their preseason, people were expecting that, but I wasn't expecting this type of offensive production.
Oh yeah.
They're 31st in S&P for offense. They're averaging almost 5 yards carry on the ground. Get this, mark your calendars. After that Tuesday game, their next game after that is on October 20th. So they have like another 10-day break.
Wow.
Yeah.
They host Coastal Carolina.
Oh, shit. That's
that's
must-see TV right there.
That is, yeah. That's going to be a huge game.
I'm just going to put in DKI of 2. I don't care what the real DKI is.
We should just start making up our own DKIs.
Like, fuck the index.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun one. They're both in the same division too, so I think that game. But there's so many other good teams in that conference.
Yeah.
The Sun Belt is actually turning into one of the most.
Is it
fun.
better? Is it better than the American this year?
I think so.
The better
I think
teams,
so.
the American, other than Cincy. I mean, throughout Cincy.
I think it's better than the Pac-12, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
It could be, yeah. Kangas has this one at 33-23. So just about, it's like a perfectly vacuum tight sealed Vegas stock. Because right at that line and the total.
That's a nice pick. It looks like a solid run game was just what the doctor ordered for old Chase Bryce.
Do not. Yeah, he's like, I don't want to throw that.
Just saying it up.
Don't make me throw the ball.
Through 4 games last year, he had 7 picks and 3 touchdowns, and this year he's got 5 touchdowns and 3 picks through the first 4.
Yeah.
So things are reversed for him, and he's got a pretty good quarterback rating, 145, puts him in the company of Will Rogers, Jack Cohen, who's actually playing better than I think we expected.
Yes.
And Hank Bachmeier. It's actually playing worse than I think we expected.
Yeah.
Georgia State had a tough road to hoe early on in their non-conference opponents: Army, UNC, and Auburn.
Ooh, yeah,
that's tough. But they're still pretty well below expectation offensively, even against that slate. I suspect that's why 4 out of 5 bets, 80%, are on bets are on App State. The King has had it the closest of our models, App State by 10. But then the OGPD slapped its floppy nuts to boast against the flex on Casey. Flopped its nuts on the table with a 33-point Mountaineer beating. In the end, the math soup we cook up every week averaged out to about a 38-20 App State cover. So we'll take App State.
Nice. Arizona State at UCLA.
Head out to the Pac-12 South now. UCLA 3.5-point favorites in this one at home in the Rose Bowl. Total 55 as well. DKI 4.0. So
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good game.
Is this your highest DKI pick? Because usually you pick
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. And I wonder about the TV because it kind of sucks because a lot of the good Pac-12 games are on the Pac-12 network and nobody gets the fucking Pac-12 network. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'd say probably the top two teams in the South, Pac-12 South.
Oh, yeah.
And does Arizona State have any coaches this year? Or are they just out there kind of like player coaching?
Well, they have coaches right now.
Is Herm,
we'll see.
Well, is Herm's still there, right?
Yeah,
Oh
Herm
yeah.
Edwards,
They haven't. Well, because they're not going to make any determination during the season.
Until after the
Right. Yeah. So they travel to sunny. Is it smoky out there? Or the fires?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think the whole state's on fire, I'm sure.
Constantly.
Yeah, to battle superfan Arturo's UCLA Bruins.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he'll be all decked out in his.
Hey, did you know Four's Up? So the reason I didn't know that Four's Up, our picker, was Arturo's, because I didn't know Four's Up was like the symbol for
Is that like a bear claw?
UCLA.
I
I thought it was UCLA Four's Up. I was like, I had to Google it.
I didn't know.
I didn't know Four's Up was. That's why we should have known it was Arturo.
Well,
we didn't know because I didn't. Yeah.
We didn't put that together.
Nope.
Weird.
Anyway, sorry.
So yeah, UCLA has a couple nice wins under their belt. They beat teams.
Stanford.
No. Yeah.
Then they beat
LSU. They beat LSU. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
beat
just
LSU.
totally spaced on that. But then they kind of shit the bed last week. To be fair, and Fresno State featuring Heisman Trophy winner Jake Hayner.
That's right. There you go.
Fresno State's
Hayner.
looked really good, and they're a touchdown away from being in the college football playoff. Honestly,
Yep.
Arizona State meanwhile dropped a close one to possible college football playoff participant BYU
Ooh.
this year. This
Ooh.
crazy year.
Yeah.
This could be to the year that like Cincinnati, BYU, somebody like that makes it in. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be fucking.
And
awesome.
they're playing a Power 5 schedule basically.
And then they play Georgia.
yeah. Oh God.
Give you a 70.
You know, once again though, Herm is a pretty nice stew going with this team this year.
Yep.
Dirty stew.
Oh yeah. Kind of virusy. I have a hunch this one's going to get super pointsy this week, and the 55 just seems like way too low. Maybe this is some sort of Vegas ruse. But here's what I'm saying: both teams are in the top 25 in offensive S&P, right?
Preach.
Even though Arizona State's defense is in the top 20, UCLA's offense is second in the country.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, second in the country.
What category?
So it's actually their pass game because after that rough, so DTR had a terrible opening game.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
he was awful.
after that game, on fire, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception.
So they're
and he's
running
basically
it that
done
well, and oh man,
And actually, their run game is kind of regressed a little bit. They're just they're like 50 something in yards per
it
carry.
might just be their opponents they're playing. It might be just Chip, like kind of like
or they're the box to stop Chardonnay.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, and they're just okay, interesting.
That being said, I think they will find some holes in the run game this week. The rushing defense for Arizona State overall has been good, but 52nd in the country yards per carry. On the other side, UCLA is 75th in defensive QBR. Jaden Daniels hasn't had a great year so far. There's been like a bunch of, it seems like top tier quarterbacks that have really struggled this year for whatever reason. I think he finds his rhythm in this one. I don't think it's going to be a scoring explosion, but I think 55 is way too low. Kangas has this one as a 35-35 tie.
Perfect. Overtime always gets more points.
Yeah. So take the over in this one. I'm rooting for UCLA just to back our buddy Arturo, but the over is my play here.
Yeah, 4's up. So the mix of data in our models, I think, must be getting more relevant to the 2021 season because I'm actually starting to see more often good model agreement between all four of our shits. All four models had this one anywhere from a tie in the Kingis's place to a 5-point ASU win. Also, the Action Network is reporting some fishiness in the line movement, or actually lack thereof. 62% of the bets are on UCLA, but 63% of the money is on ASU, and the line is not moving. Our models say the Sun Devils get the upset 35-32, and as I said last week, if the Kinka says over, take the fucking over. That bitch is now 27-17, 62% of the year.
Was it
totes
7-4 last week?
Yeah, it was fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
We're pretty agreement here. Like whoever wins this is just going to win the Pac-12 South, right?
Yeah,
'Cause all the
I
other
would
teams
say so.
suck.
I mean, Arizona's having tryouts for walk-ons right now.
Yeah.
That's where that program is.
So I think the key to this one will be which running game gets going first. Both teams are decent at the running game, running the ball, and they're both good against it as well, like Kenny had said. I like Arizona State to throw it to open up the run a little bit more. And I think Arizona can keep this close in the fourth and are able to pull off the upset. Sorry, Arturo. Sun Devils 31-28.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I know he's going to be mad at me because this is the second time I picked against UCLA.
Were you right?
We know what happened last time.
I was not right
because we picked UCLA.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I picked LSU.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought LSU was going to be a lot better than they were.
Yeah.
Marshall at Middle Tennessee State.
All right, out to Conference USA. Marshall 10-point favorites, opened at 9.5, so not a lot of line movement. Total 64.5, so should get pretty pointsy, and DKI 5.2.
Conference US,
Hey.
yeah, man, Marshall's defense has taken an enormous step back from last year, especially against the run. I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember we were talking about this. I looked back at the script. You simply could not run against the Herd in 2020. They were number one in the nation, giving up less than 100 yards a game. Their pass rush was relentless. And last year, no team scored more than 22 points against them all season.
Yeah.
This year's a totally different story. The Herd has given up 69 points in the last two games.
Nice.
They're bleeding yards to the tune of 422 per game. Most of it's on the ground. Navy put up almost 400 yards rushing on them.
Wouldn't it be...
It's crazy.
What the fuck?
It'd be perfect if they're giving up 420 yards a game, 69 points, 420 yards.
It's so close to being perfect. I mean, the offense is keeping them in the games this year. The Herd is 16th in points per play, 10th in points per play margin.
Whoa,
they're a top 10 team.
That's nice.
mean, Grant Wells, their quarterback, has thrown for 1,400 yards in 4 games.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah. And I mean, the Herd is 2-2, but those 2 losses were really close, high-scoring games. No defense to be seen. Against 2 good teams, right? And so Middle Tennessee State, meanwhile, is about 8% below expectation offensively in terms of the percentage of available yards earned, and 7% below expectation in percentage of defensive yards surrendered. Suffice to say, being categorically shitty like that on both sides of the ball is a good way to get completely trampled by the Herd and their thundering, offense.
Yeah.
42-17 was the average final score in our models. Marshall wins and covers. Take the Herd.
Oh my god! I just realized what score I had, and I didn't even see your score.
Holy
Holy shit!
There's a big slurping gross sound coming your way here in a minute.
Man, the Blue Raiders have had a rough last 3 games, losing to Virginia Tech, UTSA, and Charlotte. All those teams look to be pretty decent this year, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, they just had a tough schedule, but to be honest, they're never going to get that stock still magic back. Marshall has lost.
It was a good decade for them.
It was, yeah, it was.
Nice.
It was.
Dude.
Marshall has lost his last 2 by a total of 5 points, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And that was against App State and ECU, so both good teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this one is all Grant Wells and the Herd, 42-17.
There we go, baby.
Nice.
Oh god, it's so gross every time. I cringe when I listen.
Like you said, big surprise in this one, Marshall offense. So adding to those offensive statistics, 4th in the country in total yards.
Oh shit.
8th in yards per play. So that offense is no joke. Easily cover this one, 35-17.
So weird the reversal because it was the defense last year.
Yep.
Crazy.
Lightning round.
I got struck.
You guys done?
Nope.
Arkansas at Georgia.
All right, 18.5-point favorite Georgia hosting the Razorbacks, open at 18. Total 49, DKI of 4.4.
There you go.
Yeah, I said it last week. I'll say it again. The Hogs are red hot right now, and they are running head on into the best defense in the country that is right now. That being said, Georgia hasn't really played a good offense, so I think it's going to be low scoring. Bulldogs win but don't cover, 24-17, and under.
Upset alert for the Bulldogs.
I mean, it's definitely on the table.
Yeah, it might be worth a money line flyer, plus 1,000, something like that. And hey, why not? Maybe not, but Arkansas has shown they can compete against teams with elite defenses. Texas A&M last week. 34-21, Georgia wins but does not cover.
Georgia's win against Clemson is looking not nearly as good as it did a couple of weeks ago. Still hard not to be impressed by both teams. 85% of the bets are on Arkansas, and our models agree. 35-23, Bulldogs win but do not cover.
Cincinnati at Notre Dame.
And the Luke Fickle Bowl in this one. I don't know why I said that. But he's going to be the next Notre Dame coach if he doesn't end up at USC.
No, he's the next Nebraska coach.
Fickle? No way Fickle comes to Nebraska. Not a chance. So this one, Notre Dame opened up as a 3-point favorite, and now Cincinnati are the favorites, 2-point favorites. So a huge swing. Total 50.5, DKI 4.6, another marquee matchup.
Yeah, I was very wrong about last week's Irish game. I mean, I really overestimated the Badgers this year. So I think it's more of an indictment on the Badgers or the Irish. Like more of an indictment on
kind of spiraled.
I think you're overestimating. I don't think you're overestimating Whiskey. I think you're underestimating Notre Dame.
Okay, that's fair. The Bearcats are way better than the Badgers, though. I think this year, Cincinnati I think wins easily, 31-20. And if Notre Dame wins this one, I will not pick against them the rest of the year.
Okay.
All right. So the question on this one is, can Notre Dame keep looking like a terrible college football playoff team?
Yes. I think so, yes.
Yeah, I think it was more of an indictment of Whiskey last week than Notre Dame. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Cincy gets them this week. 30-24, Cincinnati wins.
It's an indictment against Mertz because Whiskey's defense was fucking awesome. And Mertz threw 2 pick sixes, and that's how they blew that score up. Because there was back-to-back pick sixes. Mertz had 5, accounted for 5 turnovers. He is terrible. I grant you that that Whiskey hasn't been performing, but it's the Mertz factor, which is funny because this is the Cullen Bowl, as you call it.
Yeah.
What that means is by the time Nebraska plays Wisconsin, they'll have the backup in there, and he'll torch him for 400 yards.
But that was the story of the game. Notre Dame had a 96-yard kickoff return, those back-to-back pick sixes to put that one away and blow the score up. So I don't forget this. Notre Dame beat a terrible FSU team by 3, Toledo by 3, Purdue by 14 barely.
Yeah,
Notre Dame is not good.
That's what I'm saying.
They're still not good.
Yeah,
the luck of the Irish runs out this weekend. 35-24 Bearcats. I'm with you guys.
Ole Miss at Alabama.
Bama down to 14.5, started at 17.5 total. I think this total started around 75.
Yeah,
and it's at 79.5 now.
Overs and Bama over, auto over.
Yep.
I don't know, 79.5. Yikes.
Yeah.
DKI 2.9.
There we go. That's low.
Yeah, it should be. This is the game to watch. 2:30 Central Time, CBS. Can Kiffin get his old boss? No, but it's going to scare him how close it's going to be, I think. Saban will be throwing his headset at least twice. Over under Saban throwing his headset 2.5 times.
Under. They'll keep it together. He'll throw it once and keep it together.
Yeah.
Once it breaks, then he can't have another one.
Exactly.
He'll tell somebody else to throw their headset.
Bama does not smash. Rather, barely escapes. 42-38.
All right.
Points! This one's going to be a huge pointsy game. And actually, it's 76.5 in this one.
I love it there. I don't know if I love it.
Yeah, I mean, which probably means it'll be like 17-14.
Oh, yeah, the square bet on this is definitely the over.
Yeah. We're not. Kangas has 54-35.
Oh, my God.
Smash.
Yeah, dude. The Bama auto over in conference play is super scary here. But not when all 4 of our models agree that 90 or more points are scored.
Yeah.
By the way, guess which model is picking the Ole Miss upset?
DKPV3.
Yes, the BDV3 is picking the Ole Miss upset, but they averaged out to 51 to 40 high 91 points. So I guess over.
Baylor at Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State 3.5-point favorites at home. Total 47.5. Solid DKI of 4.5.
Yeah, the Cowboys' offense has been pretty disappointing again this year. They were disappointing last year and disappointing this year. But the defense actually is decent. Baylor's defense is looking pretty good as well. I like Baylor to win this one 27-24. What do you guys think about Aranda?
I would take Aranda.
Coach?
I would like Aranda.
That'd be a good pick.
Yeah, that'd be a great pick. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 good defenses. Another Vegas dock for me. 26-23 Oklahoma State.
So Kenny asserted earlier that Baylor's offense sucks. I assert that Kenny is crazy.
Yeah,
and at 11% above expectation in a available yards game, Baylor's offense is in fact good.
Disagree.
And since their defense is really good, I will further assert that the Bears are probably the best team in the Big 12. So inevitably, that means I will be turning. I will be stunningly wrong next week when the Cowboys upset the Bears 24-21, and I'll have to eat crow next week. So
your models will make you eat crow.
Exactly, which is what they always do because I suck at picking knowing stuff about football and picking games.
Duke at North Carolina.
They should just play this one in Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah,
just on the basketball court, like arena style.
Allen Fieldhouse is.
That's
Kansas.
Remember when
Kansas.
Popke, is that his name? Like, tries to throw the pass in Necessary Roughness and bounces it off the backboard because they're playing in the gym.
Yeah,
that's exactly how this game should go.
Yep, exactly. What is North Carolina? It's
Chapel Hill.
No, what's the name of the arena where they play? Because you're right, Allen
the Dean Dome is what
the Dean Dome,
colloquially known as. I've been to a basketball game there. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because it's small, right?
Yeah, it's super small.
Yeah.
It's like a square, and so like the echo is like really resonant.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, North Carolina now 19.5-point favorites. Total is 72. So I think the Tar Heels are gonna have to do some heavy lifting in this one to get there. DKI of 3.1.
What the hell is going on this year? Like, why are we talking Duke football?
DKI of 3.1.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like 70. Like dude, this year is crazy. It's crazy. Kenny has a huge boner over the chaos. I actually,
amazing.
If I could have a boner right now, I probably would too. But I can't because I have, vasectomy.
You have no Vaz.
Yeah, I have no Vaz to help, and my wiener does not feel good. North Carolina is wondering why they aren't favored by more. Tar Heels huge, 59-20.
Who is UNC this year? Like, I don't know. I know. Like,
No
what, are they good?
Well,
I know Duke is terrible.
Yes.
I can tell you that. 52-31 Tar Heels.
is Duke terrible though? I mean, they're definitely terrible on defense, but I don't know on offense. Mateo Durant's third in the nation.
He's good.
Jake Bobo is
good.
18th in receiving. Gunnar Holmberg, where the fuck that is, has like 1 billion yards passing. They rank 14th in explosiveness. They have like 1 trillion plays over 30 yards. I don't think they'll keep up with UNC, but they're going to force the over because they can score. 52-35. Heels over is the play in this one.
Hey, we all have
Agree.
Heel, yeah.
We have Holmberg, yeah.
What?
No, I don't. Hey, we're all scoring 50 points for
go.
Tar Heels.
There we
Good
go.
job. Good job, guys.
Yep.
UConn again at Vandy.
Why is that so sad?
And UConn taking their rightful spot in the worst DKI of the week. This one, 8.2.
Stunning.
Wow.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Vanderbilt, 14.5-point favorites. Let's see if they can do what Wyoming couldn't.
Are you watching this one, Kenny?
If I could find it on TV, I might.
Nice.
Total 51.5 Casey.
Holy shit. UConn again. Great.
Probably every week.
Is-
Yeah, no, I know it's
UConn-
going to be every. Well,
is
UConn
UConn
UMass next week, I think.
Does that break 9? It has to break.
It has to.
It has to.
I
Yeah.
hope so bad. But I hope so.
Then if it breaks 9, we have to do like as a main game.
Yeah.
It has to get like a deep dive.
Oh yeah, we are going
So,
deep into it.
yeah.
Okay.
We're just canceling everything else. No
Yeah.
ham, nothing.
Everything else is this is the UConn UMass
Yes, episode.
Love it.
Vandy ends their quest for 2, but I do actually think UConn will hit the cover again.
No.
Commodores 28-20.
Yeah, UConn covered last week. We talked about that. We bet it, so they covered. Yeah, and I think they do this week too. 27-21.
Dude, I'm just saying, I told you before, we have to go back to 2013 to find 3 covers in a row for the Huskies. So just to show Legion the power that we yield, I'm taking Vandy to cover. And a once-in-a-decade event will be guaranteed to happen twice in this 10-year period.
It's like the 100-year floods that happen every 5 years.
Right. Yeah, that's how it is now.
Yeah.
Congratulations, UConn. We have completely reversed your
We
course.
have just made you
A good team.
a very good place for a new coach.
Just wait till Clay Helton
Helton.
gets there and turns
Wait
that
for Clay
program
Helton.
Clay
around.
Helton's going to beat market expectations. He's not going to win, but he's going to be a
Yeah.
cover machine.
Yeah,
at
that's
UConn.
right.
Until he gets it, yeah, he'll be a cover machine, and then everybody like, well, he covers all the time
I
at
know.
UConn, so he'll be a good coach for us, and he'll go to some other G5 school. He's gonna work his way back up.
Oh yeah. Clay Helton. Oh yeah. 10 years from now, he'll
Yeah.
find his way back up.
Oh
here.
yeah, he'll be back in the
Hey, Lane
Pac-12.
Kiffin did it. I mean,
Yeah.
he crawled his way back up.
Well, does Clay Helton go to before he goes to UConn? next year? Does he go to Saban? Does he go to Saban next year?
Oh yeah,
And then to UConn.
because Saban's gonna fire that dumbass wipe who can't like coach offense or whatever.
O'Brien,
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring in Helton.
Yeah, Clay Helton will be at Alabama next year. I don't think there's any doubt about
Then
that.
he's at UConn.
Yeah,
Then he's back at like Florida State once they fire Norvell.
No, Dion's going to Florida State straight from
right,
Jackson
right.
State.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's going to be a total
He's taking
shit
over
show.
Miami then. Manny Diaz is getting.
Oh yeah, he'll go. Yeah, Clay Helton will go to Miami.
Yeah.
But Manny's going to be gone after this year, I think.
Oh,
So they're going to have to get
the timing's
someone to
gonna
replace
work out.
him.
Oh, who goes to Miami?
Billy Napier.
Oh, good.
Or Jamie Chadwell.
Yeah.
Jamie Chadwell
Chadwell
might end
or
up there, too.
Napier.
Good. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Chadwell getting Florida athletes?
Or Napier. I mean,
Napier's system's pretty good,
Yeah,
too.
Louisiana's
Yeah.
fucking tearing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Two good fits.
Who's going to come to Nebraska?
Dave Aranda.
I mean,
Bronco fucking
Mendenhall.
Mendenhall.
I want Bronco Mendenhall.
I want Bronco.
Yes.
I
thank
want
you.
Bronco here.
I
God
want
damn it.
Bronco.
He is a Nebraska coach.
Well, it's got to be better in Virginia, right?
I mean, Virginia
Like,
gets
Nebraska's got better-
Virginia's like a Ivy League school.
Yeah.
And has like.
There can't be that many resources, and
Yeah, they're under talented, and
Yeah.
he's still like kicking everyone's ass. I mean,
they're good offense. They're really good offensive.
That offense-
well, he had a great defense like not too long ago. I
Yeah.
love Bronco, man.
Those
Yeah.
BYU teams are fun to watch.
Well,
too.
maybe Bronco comes in and he and
can
Chenander
still-
stays.
I think Chenander's loyal to Frost.
Yeah.
Well, what about when Frosty gets fucking run out of town on a fucking like?
What if Chenander's
Yeah,
the
that's
assistant head coach in 3 weeks, or he's the head coach in 3 weeks?
If Nebraska
Interim.
loses to Northwestern this week,
that's what I'm saying.
that could be.
I wanted to ask
final
you
score.
guys
we
that.
can't
I
we
meant
can't
to ask you
we
guys
can't
that.
tarmac him because it's a home game.
What if Nebraska? Are there any more wins on the schedule? If Nebraska.
See, here's the thing.
Northwestern?
Here's the thing is that
Everyone
there's
could be a
Purdue.
winner.
Yeah,
Everyone's a win.
yeah. I mean, like Purdue,
Potentially.
Purdue,
Minnesota?
Minnesota.
God. Okay. Let's talk about that. Minnesota lost to Colorado.
beat
No,
Colorado.
beat
Colorado
Colorado
30-0.
skunked 'em.
Lost.
Colorado had just played Texas
A&M.
A&M 7-3 or 4-3 or whatever.
Yeah. 10
And then Bowling Green beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
If you need any more proof that the transitive property is complete horseshit, like that is it,
Yep.
dude.
Northwestern, Minnesota, and Purdue. Those are the 3 games left on their schedule. They're probably winnable. I mean, Wisconsin might be vulnerable too.
No, I think Wisconsin against this defense.
I don't know. Mertz won't be the starter by then. By November, Mertz will not be the starter.
They play Iowa tough Iowa's not. I mean, Iowa's got a good defense, but
play
it's
tough
not.
Iowa.
That defense is pretty pedestrian. Or offense. Is
Offense,
pretty,
yeah.
pretty-
Oh,
So-
definitely. It's terrible.
So I think
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be in about every game. I mean, Michigan and Ohio State, like who knows?
If you can hang with Oklahoma and Michigan State, who Kenny predicted and was right about being this good.
Way good, yeah.
You can hang in every game.
I mean, I think every game is going to be. They actually have a little bit better chance to win because that defense is way better than we were expecting it to be. If the defense doesn't give up, there could be just the defense just says like, "Fuck it," like fuck you,
I'm going home.
fuck you,
I can't decide
fuck you,
what,
offense.
I can't decide on what I like the most, or actually the least, is talking about Nebraska or talking about your balls.
Well, we should probably end then. All right. Legion, thanks for joining us. Watch some games. Get your picks in on Yahoo.
I hate you.
Don't forget,
love
pick
you.
them all.
Pick them all.
Donate
Yes,
to
pick
us.
all the
Donate
game.
to us on Anchor.
Pray for Casey's balls. Pick them all and pray for Casey's balls.
Yeah.
Oh, my balls will be. Well, yeah, pray for them, but they'll be fine.
Okay, good.
They're a little, like I said, they're a little red, a little sore, but it's all right. Don't worry.
Okay,
I'll get you guys some close-up pictures here.
Talk about the Huskers.
Yeah,
and
we're
Western?
talking about Nebraska again, please. All right. Good night, Legion.
Bye.
Boner.
Not really though.
Not tonight.
Triangle man, Triangle man hates person man. They have a fight, Triangle wins, Triangle man.
Saying my poop's been super floaty.
It's time for some ham. Meow.
I'm not doing the dick flapping thing.